This is Somaliland National Television. I'm Mohammed Aden here to present the English bulletin from our studio in Hargeisa. These are the top stories making headlines at the moment. In a press statement, Somaliland's president relieves the chief of Supreme Court. Officials of Ministries of Finance and Information hold meeting on cooperation. Over 650 migrants feared drowned. President Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud Silanio relieves the Chief Judge of Supreme Court following notable allegations from members of the public regarding his conduct in judicial affairs. The President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud Silanio, has relieved the Chief Judge of the Supreme Court in Somaliland of his duties, according to a press release from the Presidential Spokesman's Office, Ahmed Salaban Ruhul. In a press release disseminated to the press last night, President Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud relieved Yusuf Ismail Ali of his duties. The press release stated that following mass complaints from the public regarding his performance of his civic duties in regards to his role as Chief Judge of the Somaliland Supreme Court, a replacement has yet to be announced. It's believed that the Deputy Chief Judge will assume the role until President Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud Silanio appoints a successor. The decision followed a recommendation made by the Judicial Committee stating that their working relationship had become strained due to the continuous complaints received. The presidential press release also stated that there will be changes made to the national judicial system and structures. This could be the start of further change that could be initiated by the President through the consultation of the National Judicial Committee. The Minister of Information, Culture and National Guidance, Abdullahi Mohammed Daher-Ukuse, held a meeting with the hierarchy of the Ministry of Information that included the SLN-TV manager, Khadar Hassan Ali Gas, Director General Mohammed Ilmi Ilkase, among other high-ranking officials of the ministry present for the meeting that was held with the Vice Minister of Finance, Ahmed Abdi Noor Shair. The meeting itself was held in the Ministry of Information, Culture and National Guidance, the capital of Somaliland, Hargeisa, and concerned tax collections from the Ministry of Information, Culture and National Guidance, in particular ensuring that collections are put through the correct channels, especially as one of the highest funded ministries in Somaliland. The meeting concluded with an understanding on the important role that the Ministry of Information plays in ensuring they comply with tax collection processes as a trend setter in the problematic media and communication sector, and ensuring that the Somaliland public understand the importance of tax collection in maintaining public services. There have been many changes made in the media sector, some unpopular but necessary for the state building, that have been implemented by the current Minister of Information, Culture and National Guidance, Abdullahi Mohammed Daher-Ukuse. Regulation for a sector that screams freedom of expression while imposing there will be over thoughts and opinions of a striving but fragile post-conflict country has posed a difficult problem for a minister who has plenty of experience with the Somaliland press. The Somaliland Minister of Trade and Investment, Musa Qasim Umar, discussed the ministry's efforts at fostering an environment that is conducive to investment to help the foreign and local investors make use of the economic potential in Somaliland. The minister, speaking to SLN-TV, highlighted the necessity of ongoing efforts at ensuring welcome for the foreign investors willing investment in the private sector of Somaliland. Musa Qasim Umar said that Ministry of Trade, in cooperation with other government institutions, is exerting huge efforts at ensuring progress on acquiring the attention of foreign investors to invest in the private sector, which could further flourish the burgeoning economy of Somaliland. Minister of Trade and Investment stated that the government is planning to expand the port of Berbera to extend the delivery of services by the port. Mayor of Hargeisa, Abdurrahman Mohammed Aidid, leading a delegation of Hargeisa municipality, reached Stockholm, Sweden, where the mayor will be paying a welcome visit following an invitation received from the authorities in the Swedish capital city. The mayor, Abdurrahman Mohammed Aidid, was warmly welcomed by members of the Somaliland diaspora in Sweden Following his arrival at an airport in Stockholm, the Mayor Abdurrahman Mohammed Aidid stated that there will be meetings held with the Stockholm City Council on possible future cooperation and development. It is not the first time the Mayor of Hargeisa pays a working visit to Swedish capital. On the contrary, there has been a strengthening cooperation between the municipalities of the capital cities of Somaliland, Hargeisa and Sweden, since the Mayor had been elected to office. You're still watching English news on Somaliland National Television, the first Somali-speaking channel with an English news, and now for the main international headlines in detail. Up to 650 people are feared dead after a boat carrying migrants capsized in the Mediterranean coast on its way to Italy from Libya. The Italian Coast Guard launched a major rescue operation after the boat overturned at midnight local time, south of the Italian island of Lampedusa. 28 people have already been rescued, but hundreds of others are feared dead. It's thought that the accident happened when migrants rushed to one side to get the attention of a passing merchant ship. Around 450 migrants making their way to Italy from Libya drowned earlier this week in two separate incidents. Hundreds of demonstrations have taken place worldwide against a planned free trade agreement between the US and the EU in one of the largest series of protests so far. There's intense opposition to the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership, TTIP. The next round of talks on the proposed pace are due to begin in New York on Monday, aiming to remove customs and regulatory barriers between the United States and Europe. Saturday's rallies were organized by an international alliance of non-governmental organizations, unions, political parties and other groups across some 45 countries. An estimated 22,000 people marched in Australian towns and cities. Many believe the pact will damage the country's agricultural and pharmaceutical sectors as well as consumers. In Vienna, organizers said 15,000 turned out. The police put the number at 6,000. There were also demonstrations in Graz, Linz and Klagenfurt of more than 200 protesters across Germany on Saturday. More people turned out in Munich than in any other city, including Berlin. Of all European countries, resistance to the proposed agreement is arguably strongest in Germany. One poll found 43% of people thought TTIP to be bad, compared to 30% of Germans who said it was good. Some believe the pact would threaten health and safety standards in food. That's it for this edition of the English Bulletin. Join us at the same time tomorrow. Until then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.